Hi everybody. Yesterday was our new moon in January, and so I did a new moon spread. Now the cool thing about the new moon is that is the point at which you've already released old stuff from the full moon, and now it's time to start building your energy up. So now it's time to start, you've rested for a couple weeks and now it's time to get active again. So each of these questions kind of connects to what is the work we have to do in the next 2 weeks. So I'm applying it to myself. Hopefully it will also apply to you. So the first question we have for the new moon is, what have I released since the full moon? And I have the 7 of Wands. This is a lots of wands in this spread. And wands are about passion and confidence and energy and vision. So the 7 of Wands is a fella you can see who's standing his ground. He's got his wand raised. He's ready to defend his beliefs. So there are times in our lives where we do need to stand up for ourselves and explain ourselves and hold our ground. Now, when I read this in this position, it tells me that I no longer feel the need to defend myself. Like, it doesn't matter so much if other people think I'm crazy or they don't get me or they have another perspective. Like, I don't have to stand my ground and defend myself. I feel pretty comfortable where I am and who I am. And I can release more and more the need for other people to get me. So maybe you're feeling that as well. That's something we can release. We don't necessarily need other people's approval. The truth is, only you know your passion. Only you know your vision. And others can help inform it and make space for it and nurture it. But ultimately, it comes down to you. So if other people don't get it, you don't have to pick a fight. Just walk away and let them have their version of life and you have yours. The second question is, where am I now? And we have the King of Pentacles. Now, this is a really awesome card. Pentacles are connected to the earthly realm. So they're literally about wealth and abundance and physical well-being. And the King of Pentacles is kind of like the boss. He's the guy who knows how to run things so that abundance flows. You can see he's surrounded by greenery. There's the castle in the background. So when he moves, he is able to create abundance for himself and for others. So, and that includes wealth, but also physical well-being. So I feel like, for me personally, this makes sense to me. I feel right now I'm in a position of flourishing in my life. I'm beginning to just dream things and they're showing up for me, and things are just really coming together in a way that I can really appreciate on the physical level. So hopefully you can connect to that as well. Something that you've dreamed of is beginning to take shape, and you can, not only is it taking shape, but you're acknowledging that you brought it on. Like, it's important not to give away your power and say, oh, well, fate gave that to me, or somebody gave it to me, or even God gave it to me. There's something about saying it's here because I evoked it, because I am powerful in my own manifesting. So if you've noticed things are going your way, take ownership of that, because the more you can do that, the more you can create new stuff that you want. Okay, the third question is, what is emerging within me? And I have the 10 of Swords reversed. Now, I realize almost nobody likes this card when they first see it, but this card is about letting go of old ideas, old mindsets. Swords are connected to the mind. So they're about beliefs, paradigms. So the 10 of Wands is like we are releasing an old paradigm. The thing with the mind is it develops so much slower than the heart and the soul. Like, it's always lagging behind. So you may be way ahead in your inspiration, but your mind is still stuck backwards. So your mind is always playing catch up. So this is the card that says, okay, the mind's finally reached the point where it's ready to release the old ideas so it can make the leap into the next thing. And you can see in the background, we've got this beautiful sunrise. So it's saying the mind's releasing, it's time for the sun to come up, a new day is starting. Now, the reversal of the card, to me, tells me what is emerging within me now is like the reversal tells me that this work is completed. Like, I have released the swords, and almost like the swords are now falling out of your back. Like, you've already had the experience, the death experience of the old idea dying. Now those swords are falling out and you're ready to move on to the new thing. Okay, so what do I wish to grow is the next question. And I have the 5 of Wands reversed. I told you, lots of wands, right? So upright, this card can be about people duking it out. They're passionate, they're confident. It's like they're having an argument, a debate, and they're not just, logically having a debate. They're really engaged and they're really struggling and wrestling with each other. So this can be very positive, but it's very energetic. It can be contentious. Okay. So the reversal of it tells me that this is an internal thing I want to develop within me. For some reason we tend to go toward things that feel very safe, and we tend to want the status quo. We want to feel calm and content. And to do that, we have to squelch some of our passions, because our souls are never standing still. Our hearts are always looking for the bigger thing, the expansive thing. And our passions are always about learning new things and discovering new things. So it's always moving out, not staying still. So sometimes because we want to feel comfortable and maybe feel a little bit lazy, we tend to squelch our passions. So to me, when it says, what do I wish to grow in me? I would say, I want to grow within me the internal striving for passion, letting my passions come up inside of me. Even if it feels a little like wild sometimes, even if it feels a little unsteady sometimes, there's something really invigorating about like letting your desire come up and letting your desires play. See, a lot of times people see this card and they think there's a fight happening. I think it's a competition. I think these guys are playing, like having a great wrestling match or a great, competition, and they're having a great time. So when you think of it that way, it's like your passions are engaged, you're really vitalized, invigorated, but it's giving you more life. It's not taking things away. It's not resulting in bad feelings. It's making you feel more and more in touch with your juices that are flowing. Okay, the fifth card is, how can I bring my goals and intentions to fruition? Another wand. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. So the Knight of Wands, as you might guess, is about moving into the world with your passion, with your intuition, like really feeling confident and strong. And the Knight, you can see his horse is rearing up. I mean, he is taking off into the world. Now, the reversal of the card tells me it's more about like internalizing this energy. It's not necessarily about going into the world and making your mark in the world, as it is about realizing the power is within you. And basically, instead of you changing the world around you by acting upon it, the world changes around you because of your power. So it's more of a confidence play, a place of confidence and strength inside of ourselves that, I change the world because I desire it to be changed, not because I'm working hard at it, but because my passion is already forming and creating the world around me. So how can I enjoy the experience of desire, the experience of passion, and trust it, that it is doing its own work without me having to go and make it happen? Because I feel like that may be where sometimes I get in trouble, is I think, okay, I want this to happen, so I got to go make it happen. Instead of thinking, if I want it to happen and I live in that place of desire and I trust it and I stay in that high vibration, like the world moves around me and creates itself around my desire, which is a basic idea of the law of attraction. Like, you have to stay light. You have to stay relaxed. You don't have to force it to happen. It happens because you are a creator in your heart and in your spirit. And learning how to trust that. It's an internal truth, not necessarily an external truth. Okay, so the final question is, what additional resources are available to me as I manifest my goals? Another wand. We've got the Two of Wands. This fellow's holding a globe in one hand, and he's looking out to the sea. He's still at home. He's on a patio, so he hasn't left, but he's dreaming of like where he's going to go next. He's looking at the world in his hand and thinking, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? So to me, the additional resources available to us is allowing ourselves to dream. We don't have to leave our homes to discover desire and passion and confidence. In fact, the confidence, the beginning of the passion, happens at home. So, being okay with dreaming and envisioning and giving ourselves plenty of room to imagine and grow in our momentum. The Two of Wands is about the beginning of the journey. So the beginnings are important. And we might say, oh, we tend to ignore the fact that this is where things begin. It begins with the dreaming. It begins with the visioning. It begins in a place where you currently live, but you start to let your passion come up. And then from that, you flow forward. So to me, not downplaying the fact that we're daydreaming, that we're visioning and we're imagining, but realizing that is the seed that begins the momentum. So take your time to have fun imagining what you want, dreaming of what you want, and beginning to explore in your mind what next step might be available to me. And as you consider that, realize that because you are desiring it, the next step will present itself to you because it's opening up according to your desire. So this is a really powerful spread. There were lots of wands, lots of passion. I felt like it was a very positive spread for this 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll be able to really feel some great mojo running this couple weeks. I would love to hear how it opens up for you. And looking forward to it. See you next time. Bye.